For today's video, we're going to make a plum cake. Our friend Leslie gave us some wonderful plums, an entire pail full of them. And I'm going to use some up today, making this wonderful cake. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. For those of you new to wood cookstove cooking, I would recommend that you get your oven going early. Give it plenty of time to get up to temperature, because these things are not like modern ovens where you can just turn a dial and you're there in a couple of minutes. These things take a long time to get up to temperature. Now, we can lose temperature quickly. We can drop our temperature down if it's too hot by opening the door, but that's the only other thing you can do. Now, if you find that you've fallen behind the curve and you need to get up to temperature quickly, what I recommend doing is you should have a door that is a vent. Like on this wood stove, it's this door, the bottom door, which is also the ash dump. So if I need to get up, raise the temperature quickly, I will just crack that door about like that. And that will make that needle come up in very short order. Otherwise, when you're baking with a wood cook stove, make sure that you have plenty of wood in your firebox. Sorry for being in the way of the camera. So there we go. We want to keep that. We want to stay on top of that, on top of the fire. We don't want it to get behind, because there's nothing worse than being ready to put a baking project in the oven only to find out that it's not hot enough. That happened to me yesterday with the cobbler. So it took a little bit longer than usual to bake that thing. Okay, so the fire is in good shape for now. We can go ahead and work on the ingredients to today's project. We're going to be baking at 350. And right now the needle is about 50 to 75 degrees higher than it needs to be. And that's good. I like that, because I can bring that temperature down really fast. It's getting it up to temperature. That's the hard part. So that's my recommendation. Make sure you're on the hot side. You can always come down. It's hard to get it back up. To begin this project, I like to prepare the plums. Just like yesterday I prepared all the apples first. Well, today we're going to prepare the plums first. We're very happy that our friend Leslie gave us a big package of plums. A big pail full of plums from her tree. And so I'm gonna use some of those on this cake. So to prepare these, I've rinsed them, and now I'm cutting them, slicing them lengthways in half. Take the pits out. And we'll do this to all of the plums that we're going to use. I'm going to cut out a round piece of parchment to fit inside my 9-inch pan, cake pan. Oh, here's a trick. If you're working with parchment and you're finding that it curls up like that and it's hard to manage, what I like to do is go like this and then straighten it out again. And then it will behave perfectly for you. So we're preparing our pan. I don't have a lot of cake pans, so I just use one of my 9-inch springform pans. And we're going to butter this up. I'm just going to smear some butter on the bottom. And then I'm going to put my piece of parchment on the bottom. And I'm going to butter that also. Then I'm going to butter the ring, the inside of the ring of my springform pan. All right. Then I'm going to put the pan back together. Okay, we're all set to begin our cake. The next step in preparing for our cake is to lightly, Stephanie, dust our buttered 2-inch pan. Just lightly is all you need. Very good. Now on to the crust. Into a medium mixing bowl, we're going to put 1½ cups of flour. Into our dry ingredients collection, we're going to put a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. This thing's going to rise. Danielle just went out to the garden to get some lemon verbena. So that's pretty much the extent of our dry ingredients. Give that a little whisk and we'll set it aside. Into the bowl of our stand mixer, we're going to put a stick of butter that's been softened. Danielle was nice enough to get us some lemon verbena out of the garden, and she's getting that ready for our cake. We're going to toss in 2 eggs, one at a time. Egg number 2. In goes 3/4 cup of sour cream. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, Danielle's got the lemon verbena ready. She's going to put that right in. It's beautiful. If you're not growing lemon verbena in your herb garden, you don't know what you're missing. On low speed, we're going to add our dry ingredients, 1 spoonful at a time. we're going to put half of our batter right in the springform pan. We're putting half of the batter in the bottom, and it's rather thick. You just have to be patient with it. On top of our first layer, we're going to just lightly sprinkle about a tablespoon of brown sugar. We make our own brown sugar. It's just regular white sugar with molasses mixed in. Just provides a little tint and a burst of flavor. Now we can begin assembling our cake in earnest. I mashed half of the plums and I'm going to put half of the plums on top of the bottom layer. And I'll just spread them out evenly. Our plums are distributed evenly. Now we're going to put the rest of the batter on.
Wow, that's thick.
Yes. Alright, that's fairly well spread. Now we're going to come in with the rest of our plums. And we're going to arrange these cut side up. And then we'll put the rest of our brown sugar on top of the plums. Alright, the oven looks good. I have just the right amount of firewood. If you're new to using the wood cook stove, you'll kind of get used to how much flame or fire you need in your firebox to achieve and maintain the heat you want. So we're going to put our cake in. I'm taking my time about it because I have a few extra degrees of temperature that I can afford to lose. You get used to all this stuff. There, so we're going to set a 50-minute timer, but after 25 minutes we're going to turn it around. Okay, I'm just going to duck in the oven real quick and turn our cake around. It's looking pretty good so far at the halfway point. Oh, there's the timer. The cake should just about be done. When you are baking and cooking with a wood cook stove, you always want to have a good pair of sturdy gloves on hand. Okay, there it is. Now we'll just gently remove that ring. And there she is. Now let's cut into this guy and see what we have. We're supposed to wait about 20 minutes for it to cool off, but I usually don't make it that far. Trying to be very careful because I just don't know what to expect here. Here we go. Whoops. A little spare part came off. And of course a little bit of ice cream. Makes it perfect. Okay, let's see what this thing tastes like. It sure does look good. Oh, so good. You have to try this. This is so good. Thanks for watching.